2-for-1 Jack, splat, just like that. Bringing you tons of information, that's where he's at. He goes around town covering topics you'd like to know. Well, that's what you get when you tune in to the 2-for-1 Jack Show.
Hi everybody, I'm Marchelle Olvier, and this is every year me and Diane get together. For the last 3 years we've been doing World AIDS Day. We're usually on the Capitol building, but we didn't go today. This is the biggest crowd we've ever had since we've been doing this, and I want to thank you all for coming out and spending some time with us. But today is also Marchelle's first anniversary for Marchelle's Community House. And whenever you guys get a chance, those are all the things that I participated in. I've been in the newspaper, been in Oxford, Mississippi. I am an AIDS survivor. I did have HIV at one point, and then it went to AIDS. Now it's back to HIV. I've been positive since 1998, and I don't take meds. I'm on herbal medicine and holistical, and I pray and stuff like that. What I really do, I do this every year because it might look like it's okay and like people have a good time when they're, facing HIV and AIDS, but it's a struggle every day. It's nothing that you want to live for. I mean, I get up nauseous, sick every day, feeling like I got the flu. Sometimes I can't even make it, but I'll get up and thank God and be able to make it. So I'm really out here, and I hope you youth are interested in getting involved with me and Diane so that you can help spread awareness, because looking at the statistics, HIV is really growing in the teenage area and the senior citizen. It's just off the record. And I think we need to start talking about it. I think it's going to take the youth to talk to the adults about HIV and AIDS, because the adults seem to think that it's a taboo thing, but it's a silent killer. It's killing us faster than the flu or cancer. All of these issues, you're always angry, you're mad, you don't live the same life. So it's better for you to stay safe, not have sex at all. That's why, people morally, you're not supposed to be having all this sex all over. That's why people get infected the way they do. So it's all about abstinence. You can't learn to, I didn't know nothing about the person who gave me AIDS. So sex, you cannot learn nothing about a person having sex. Sex can kill you before it can do any harm. Anything else to you, it can harm you. So after you get HIV and AIDS, guess what I got to do every time I meet somebody? I can't just have sex with somebody without telling them my status. I could, but if I gave them the disease, guess what? That's attempted murder. So you have to be careful and know it. Talk, bring these discussions up. When you're get ready to. You're not even supposed to have sex, but if you are, you need to ask these questions. How many STDs you have? Who knows? Can somebody tell me in this room, if a person had chlamydia and gonorrhea and never get it treated, do you think it's a possibility that they could get HIV or AIDS? Huh?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
Just because, I think that human papilloma stuff is similar to HIV, if you really want to be honest.
It is.
Literally, because it's just nasty, and that bacteria and that whatever you want to call it that's up inside that person is continuously growing, and it's steady getting more bacteria, and 9 times out of 10 a person who's running around with gonorrhea, syphilis, or whatever and hasn't gotten treated is steady more having relations with other people. That means different body chemistries and so forth is entering into that person's body, and it's building more and more and more. So yeah.
Yep, see? And see, people think you're getting AIDS from other people, but you can get AIDS from not getting, tested and finding out if you have a disease. You can have chlamydia, gonorrhea, not treated, it can turn to HIV. It's just a virus, immune deficiency, sexually transmitted. That's all it is. And then men carry yeast to women. Yeast infections come from men. Men carry yeast infection from one woman to another woman to another woman. So just think how trichomonas, one woman to another. But HIV is not that, it's not easily, you don't get HIV from a woman like that easily. It's harder for a woman to give it to a man because we can't go up in the head of your penis and swim around. When you come inside a woman, you can your cum swims all around in our bloodstream. That's how we have babies. So that's why we're more affected by HIV than men. So we don't spread the disease, but we carry it and we can pass it to our kids. So that's something for you guys to think about. When you're having sex and your partner, who, you don't know what this girl's been, who she's been with or whatever. How many people has she slept with? How much of their cum do they use a condom? Because every time you come inside somebody, it stays for 3 days inside a woman. So if she's sleeping with 3, 4 different men, that's all y'all cum up in her in one day. It is disgusting. So, you know, women have to start taking care of themselves. You guys are sleeping around, don't even know. You know, you got to know about a woman's body, what disease a man having sex with men. It's not just coming like that. So it's something to think about. You got to know who that person been with before you be with them, because you're carrying the same germ. Like that yeast infection. One girl has a yeast infection, you check it to your girlfriend, da 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 da. So that's why we say the best way to learn somebody and know somebody is just to be abstinent. You can't get to know a person by having sex. I don't know who made that up, but it sucks. Right. You have to learn people for who they are. Because one night in bed, if it was good or bad, you're not going to talk to that person no more. When you get the virus, it copies your DNA. So whoever gave you that virus, their DNA is inside of the virus, then your DNA is inside it. If you pass it on, it just goes, everybody's DNA mixed up. You can track a person from their DNA, from each person who gave you the disease. You can track all the people that they had sex with. That's how it works. And so it just copies every cell in your body over and over again until it's full of eggs. Then that's when you start getting all kinds of cancers. You get lesions on your body. Your mouth hurts with thrush when your viral load is high, and your viral load is the virus. How much of the virus in each liter of blood. So, AIDS is far from HIV, but it can progress very fast. Once you get AIDS, they say you can't come back, but God bless me. Because it drops your T cells. Like a normal person has 1,500 T cells. Anything under 200 is AIDS. And in that picture over there, I had only 63 T cells. So I was way, in that picture I had 62 T cells. I thank God that I'm living here right now today. And I had a blood fever of 108 because my body was just shutting down. I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. I was just sweating. I couldn't see, I went blind. So AIDS is nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. And I wish I would have, and I was using condoms, but there's a right way and a wrong way to use condoms, so you have to know how to use them. Because if they're too small, they're all right here. Put them on right there. Blood contact, sharing needles or words. Or if you were smoking a cigarette or whatever, and you got to cut on your lip, and somebody got to cut on their lip, that blood and that moisture from that cigarette could contract HIV or AIDS. You can contract it that way. Breastfeeding for a mother or at birth. A mother that is positive and untreated can pass AIDS to their baby, HIV or AIDS. Like when I was in Mississippi here in September, I met like a few young ladies that were 21 already, and their parents had infected them. The mother never got treated and they died before they even knew that they had AIDS, HIV. And so there's like 21-year-old women who can't ever have a life because they were infected at birth. So there are people out there that's already been infected and they're your age. Some of those women that I met, it was so sad because they were on their last regimen, which means there is no more medicine that can work for them. Period. They're on their last regimen. If it doesn't work, that's a wrap. So that's how important it is for you not to be on occupational transmission. That's when you get stuck by a needle in the, as a nurse or a doctor or whatever. And if you got blood transfusion, oral, anal, and vaginal receptive partner. That is the person, the reason why they make that specific when they say vaginal, that's because a person that's receiving is in higher risk than the person who's injecting. So the person that's, how you saying it, like the person that's interacting with the woman, they're at higher risk. The woman is at higher risk than the man. And other fluids, other bodily fluids containing HIV and AIDS could get inside your, like a cut or something, and then you could, like if blood mixes with your saliva, then you can get it like that. All right, let's move on to risk factors. You're taking a risk every time you drink and go to the club. Lack of information. Needles and drugs. Unprotected sex, cultural stigma. Lack of universal precautions, age, social economic status, a violent partner. Because some people can be violent and just, they might be positive and they want you to have sex with them. They could be violent with you and rape you, and then you can get HIV from that. That's one of the risk factors. That's why people shouldn't take ecstasy and go out clubbing. Let's see. What else? All right, here's the ways you can keep from getting AIDS. Harm risk reduction, abstinence. Abstinence from substance, abstinence from whatever it needs to be. I think this is the most important thing, to stay abstinent. Why should you stay abstinent? Who knows why you should stay abstinent?
Because with that, there's no risk at all.
All right. All right, and then I think why do you think people should be monogamous when they're in a relationship? What's so important about being monogamous? Do anybody know what monogamous means? No one knows what monogamous means? Okay, that means to stay in one relationship with only one person. Like if you're married, you want to stay married and not be sleeping all around. And why should you get tested? Everybody should get tested. Why should you get tested? So you can know your status. Come on. You don't want to get tested? Huh? No, you don't want to get tested?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
You got to stay safe. It's important for everybody to know their status, because everybody has a status. Whether you're positive or negative, you have a status. And that's important to keep your status. To be negative. You don't want a positive status. And don't share needles. And if a person does share needles, they need to clean them. Find a safe way to get high. Well, that's for people that get high. We always teach people their safe ways to get high. There's other ways to have sex: body rubbing, mutual masturbation. Have sex before you get high. That way you stay safe. Because if you're high, you don't know what you're doing. What if the condom come off and you're all drunk, you're all in the moment, just really thinking, and BAM! It hit you. If you're positive, you'll be looking sick the next day. I promise you. And I think that everybody should talk about having safe sex, getting tested. To your grandmas, because grandpas get out there and have the Viagra, so we need to have that conversation. It might be funny, but it's killing people. As funny as it sounds, it's killing people. So we all need to start talking. Hey, see what kind of response you get by going home and going,
What?
Mom, what do you think about safe sex? Ask your parents, start bringing it up. What about AIDS? People don't talk about AIDS. Now look, AIDS been around since in the Bible days, 1914 and stuff like that, 2000 and something. AIDS is in the Bible, so it's been around longer than everybody. Everybody just been like, shh, now it's killing everybody.
It's taboo in a lot of cultures too.
It's too much. So we need to start, everybody needs to start talking about it. See what kind of reactions you get. Say some stuff that you might hear. That'll help everybody start talking about it. Because if the kids talk about it, then the parents will talk about it. You got to ask them, because see what they know. They might not, you probably know more about HIV than they do, just by being here tonight. They might not know nothing. You might want to warn them, especially Grandpa and them. Viagra's out, so you got to talk to, hey, Grandpa, to wrap it up. You ain't supposed to have sex unless you, stay monogamous. For real. It might sound funny, but we're saving people's lives. Because it's over 33 million people that just caught the virus within 6 months.
32 billion?
33 million people have caught the virus from April to June.
That's crazy.
So, that's because nobody wants to talk about it. And then the people that do have it, how would you think I would feel? I have to think, when I date, I have to tell my status. Some people won't even talk to you. It's hard, but you know what? I do it because I don't want people to be sick like me. So I'll tell somebody. I have no problem with telling somebody my status. Especially them cool dudes that be in the club thinking they all that. And they be like, oh, you look good. What do you? I done seen this man leave the club with 3, 4 different women. Then you want to come talk to me? I'll be like, hey. I had this one guy tell me, oh, I know I got a radar. I was like, you know what? I've been seeing you out here at the club every weekend picking up a woman. He was like, I got radar. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I know when somebody got AIDS. I said, you do? He was like, yeah, I do. So we laugh and talk and we leave. We go to my house and he sees my certificates and stuff. He was like, why are you so much into that? I said, because you know what? Your dang radar is broke. I got HIV. Do you know? He was like, do you know that he gave me a hug and he was like, oh my God, I really actually woke him up because he actually thought he could tell if somebody had HIV or not. He couldn't even tell. He didn't even know. So when I told him that, he thanked me and he learned a lot. And then I went to the club. Guess what? I didn't see him leaving with no women. So, you know, that's the good thing about it. I get on the top lines and I get on the line and I talk to people about having safe sex. Abstinence is the best thing, though. I'm telling you, until you get married, it's the best thing. Because you're wasting it all on somebody who don't even care about you, and you might get, you're taking a chance on your life. Anybody have any questions? No questions for me?
No. Were you here last year?
Huh?
Were you here last year?
Yes, I was. You remember seeing me?
I don't know if it was you. I thought it was somebody else.
No, it was me. It was me. I look different all the time. That's it. You gotta watch that.
I heard that story last time.
Yep.
You said it last year.
Yep. I sure did. No
So
one has.
are you available to come out to the church?
Yes. Yeah, I do have faith-based. My faith-based gets deep in the Bible. I can't do that with everybody.
All right.
But I have a faith-based teaching that I do. You know, I wish I would have stayed abstinent and I wouldn't be in this predicament to this day until I got married. So we all gambling. It can happen to me, it can happen to you. So everybody get tested, know your status, wrap it up. Stay abstinent from drugs, sex, whatever. You'll have a better life. Your life will be better. You might think it. But if you catch this disease, I promise you, you wish you was abstinent. You'll be for a couple of weeks on it. All right, nobody has questions for me?
I have a question.
Okay.
Your partner that gave you the disease,
Mm-hmm.
do you know who he was?
Yes, I do.
And did you ever expect that of him? You didn't even
Nope.
notice?
Nope. I did not even expect it, and he went around. I didn't even know I was positive. He told everybody in jail that I gave it to him.
Mm.
So I had family members, like my brother was in jail. He called me. I didn't even know. He called me and was like, hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, I heard you this and such. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I went to go get tested, and I was positive. And I was like, wow. So it was a shock. I know the person, but we never talk about it, and he's in jail because he's careless. He's just spreading it around now, just giving it to people. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes?
Did you say you were able to track him with all the people that he
Yes,
gave
you
the
sure
virus
can.
to?
Because it's in your DNA makeup. And it just, every time somebody else mixes it and passes on, it's everybody's DNA.
Okay, I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, because it combines into one cell, like, you know. So a little bit of everybody's DNA is in it. Once it passes to the next person. I have a group that me and Diane will be directing a group from Washington, D.C., the campaign to end AIDS. Say it again. C2EA. This is where I went for Oxford. We're trying to stop. That's a national strategy there. From state to state, we all get together and go from here to there and do awareness. So we're trying to get people to join the C2EA. We have a youth. We're doing it from the youth on up to adults. So if anybody is interested, we would really love to, because we could share little discussions over
And it's
the-
on Yahoo groups. Everybody has a Yahoo email address, or is anybody on Yahoo right now?
We do have some information
Yeah.
on the blog, and I also have a blog too.
And actually, Larry Bryant, who is the president of the Campaigns and AIDS organization, He'll be coming down here on the 3rd, Marchelle, or 4th?
He'll be here on the 4th,
On the
we're
4th.
having a party, we're gonna do like a dinner party, like to, network, to see what we can do as far as AIDS is concerned in Colorado, what part of the national strategy, and plus to represent me and support me, because I have to, since I went to Oxford and demand them to do a plan within 100 days,
President Barack Obama.
I have to implement that plan to him. Matter of fact, who wants to hear my speech that I did in Oxford?
She did a great speech.
All right, let me do my
Oh, put your hands up.
All right, it was exciting to me because I could stand on the hall and I could see where Dr. Martin Luther King did his speech. So it was like an inspiration to me because I actually got to stand on the Capitol steps and he couldn't do that. But I almost went to jail too because we had a protest because McCain tried to leave. So, but it was fun. I had to make him come back because he didn't want to see us because we had these T-shirts with him and Obama on there, and he seen us out there doing our thing, so he tried to leave. And this is what I said. I, Marchelle Olvier, stand before you as a national leader to end AIDS. We the people demand the next president of the United States to implement a plan which identifies a high-level person to report directly to the president to shepherd the plan, to identify an office within the government where this plan will sit, to identify the people living with HIV and AIDS who will be involved in the development of this plan, and to identify the process for the intergovernmental collaboration in the development and implementation of the plan. And we, the people, specify that this time limit, this is the first female condom. It's made out of polyurethane. Then you ought to remember about condoms, they all have expiration dates. This one is good to 2013. It was made in 2008, so it's all good. So, I always have to do that because it works. But this is the part, the bottom part goes in. So you squeeze the ring and you stick it in like that. And then when you push it in, watch how it goes on the other side. Pops out, the ring goes like that. And it goes all the way in, and this protects the lips. And all of that, that's inside, but it'll be like that, you know, in your service. And then it just protects everything, and then when they're done, you could wear this up to 8 hours. You could put this to and go into the club and chill and still have it on. Then after that, you just twist it like that so none of the stuff comes out. You pull it out. And then it all stays in the bag. And it doesn't break. You can't use another condom with it. You just have to use the one. So you can wear 8 hours. If somebody don't want to protect, you know, don't want to wear a condom, and you know they like that, you can put your own condom on.
All right. Good. You don't even want to be on them.
I know. No, that's good.
That's a good
Keeping
thing.
it real. Because some men don't want you to use, they don't want to wear condoms. So
And they won't even know that you have it on.
they show won't unless you tell them. Like, oh, I got on my feet.
But then, what about, I mean, like, guys that be kissing and eating girls' privacy.
Oh,
and
yeah,
stuff,
you
know
got
what
to
I
be
mean?
careful because you could pass diseases in the mouth, too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
Yep. So that's why you got to.
It looks like a condom, but it's flat. It has like no crinkles in it, and you just put it right over your cervix
Or your
and
lips
or your lips or whatever, and it's like you can use it for oral sex if you want. So, I mean, a lot of people don't really like the dental dam. To me, the flexibility isn't that good. Like they don't bend. I mean, since it doesn't, it's rubber, but it's not like movable rubber. What's that word I'm looking for?
it's not.
Plywood.
It's just there. Yeah, it's just
But
there.
then
It
you're
just
supposed
lays
to put
there.
like, you can put
Gel, like,
on
yeah.
it and then put it
Flavor
down so
gel.
it won't move around. So
I
it
was
won't.
just saying, I mean, regardless of, you know, hardly it's just sad, but hardly anybody who is involved with having relations
Yeah.
is going to that extent.
Yep.
I mean, like, literally.
So that's why I say abstinence.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the safest way to just not do it at all.
You'll feel better about yourself.
Yep. Cause now,
Now, I'm going to tell you where I
when
was.
you have sex like all your teenage life or whatever,
Yeah.
when you get my age, you
older,
don't
you're
even like
what's
it.
the, it's like, what's the, you want to be loved. You don't want it to be just laid up and having, I mean, it's not
It's not
the same.
So that's why I think people should wait
Until they get mature mentally
Yep.
and figure out where they're trying to go, and then they realize, because that's where I'm at. I'm like, dang,
That was not fun.
I put you on my list. I mean, like,
Yeah,
literally.
exactly.
It's just,
And then you just be like,
you know,
That's true.
exactly. So
I know what she's saying.
So it's just,
You know what I mean? I'm like, fudge, I just knew it wasn't.
I'm gonna tell y'all another good movie that's better than that one is Life Support.
You should have brought that.
I do have it.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't show it.
Life support?
Yes, by let me show it to you. It's by Queen Latifah. She did it. She did a documentary with this lady in, where were they, in New Jersey? Somewhere, I think in New
Bronx,
York.
I think,
Bronx,
yeah.
yeah. It's good.
Okay.
And then they
Life
talk.
Support.
It tells everything about. It actually
It's on
gives more
HBO.
of a story than the
Okay.
one that we watched tonight. It's tight.
Okay.
And
So-
actually, this documentary that we were watching tonight was supposed to be on Showtime. They say it was all night long. It'll be on Showtime.
Tonight?
Yeah, tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then,
And that's important. I don't think young, even older, like you said, our age. I mean, like,
Grandmas,
I'm
grandmas, all
I'm
of
in
that,
30s
yeah.
now. I'm like, I'm cool now. But I mean, thank God that
you didn't come across
Come
HIV.
across-
That stuff is not, no, I don't want nobody to have it. You know what, when they first was hearing about it and stuff like that, I was like, dang, I hope nobody in my family, that if somebody get it, it just had to be me. And not thinking, you know what I'm saying, it did happen to me. Because nobody else can handle it. I mean, I promise you, I bet there's days when she just gets out the bed, because I know I do, and just cry.
I could bet.
You can't stop, and it's been like 10 years.
I can't put myself in your shoes, but I could imagine just having a sexually transmitted disease is
Just
disgusting,
imagining the fact
and it's bothersome. And that's
And
why I
then
try
And
to
then
tell my girls.
now, once you get it, you can't get another disease on top of it. So that's the hard part.
And see, and I love Marchelle's story, how she always tells about the guy with the radar, and I think that's like one of the best stories.
Important, yeah.
I mean, the first time I ever heard that story, Marchelle and I were doing a program over at Empowerment, and she told that story, and I was like, are you kidding me? And she's like, yeah, the guy really thought I didn't, he thought he was fine and everything, and he thought his radar was on, and she busted him just like that, and I was like, wow.
I bet his radar he don't use that radar.
Okay, he sure
Right.
don't.
Right.
So, that, like, I told Marshall, I said, you need to use that story every time.
You didn't tell them,
Yeah.
you did have sex with him.
But okay, no, we're just saying that.
Man, I can't give him HIV like that. He has to have skin broke off his penis, a sore, for me to actually give it to him. It doesn't work that way. I had sex with my boyfriend when I found out I was with a whole other dude. He went to go get tested. He didn't have it. We have been having sex for months without a condom.
Oh, well, see.
So you can't, that's not true. It's always the person, it's the insertive partner is the highest risk partner. He gives the virus to the insertive partner. So even if it was the two men, the one that's receiving it is a higher risk than the person that's giving it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've been with men and they didn't ever get it. So I can honestly say that ain't how it's transmitted.
Right.
But if we was having anal sex unprotected, then I could give it to him. For real.
And that's just nasty.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's why when you hear men say that they got it from a woman, that's a lie.
Yeah, that's not true.
That's not true. Now, if it was a baby, then I could see that. But you have to be doing those. And even if a man had oral sex with me, he has to drink tons and tons and tons of my cum just to get positive.
That's
So
just
when-
nasty.
That's just nasty.
Well, just keeping it real.
I'm just telling my girls, I mean, because these young guys, that's the thing that they do. And when they be coming up to you, even if you're not having sex with them and you're kissing them, you
They-
don't know
yeah,
who's
where they
what
mouth.
they just got
Exactly.
to eating. I mean, I'm just
And you
trying
can,
to tell them,
yeah, you
you
can
know?
pass that to me.
For real. It's best to stay active.
People think AIDS is over.
Then why isn't it over for me?
Or me.
Or me?
Or me.
AIDS is over?
Then why do 8,500 people still die each day?
Why won't our leaders end AIDS once and for all?
Join the campaign to end AIDS.
Join the campaign to end AIDS.
Únete a la campaña para acabar con el SIDA. Because AIDS isn't over until it's over for everyone.
It's 2 for 1 Jack, splat, just like that. Bringing you tons of information, that's where he's at. He goes around town covering topics you'd like to know. Ba-do, 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 ba-do. Well, That's what you get when you tune in to the 2-for-1 Jack Show.